This is unbelievable. I have some new updates for you right here in this video. All facts, no fluff, so let's get into it right away. Alright, so in this video, I do have 4 separate updates for you, so let's work our way through these one at a time. Alright, so first off, a new report that was just released is showing 20% of respondents are coming out of retirement and once again re-entering into the workforce simply because of not having enough money on an ongoing weekly or monthly basis. Now, these respondents did specifically cite rapidly rising prices on essentially everything: gas, food, rent, mortgages, everything out there right now, which is why they are needing to enter back into the workforce just to make ends meet on an ongoing basis. Now, I typically don't like to throw my opinions into videos, but honestly, this is really sad. Nobody should be put in this position where they need to come out of retirement to re-enter into the workforce, working full-time or part-time just to make ends meet. Something about that sounds really sad and unfortunate, and nobody should have to be put in that position. Don't get me wrong. If somebody wants to come out of retirement and work just as something to do a couple times per week, or maybe have a little bit of extra money to spend on fun things, I totally get it. That's fine. But at the end of the day, if somebody is forced to come out of retirement just to make ends meet, I don't know. Something about that seems really wrong to me. But again, this is just a report that I found and I wanted to share it with you just to give you an idea of what is actually going on out there. And I think all of us completely recognize rapidly rising prices on essentially everything right now is making it really hard, especially for fixed income beneficiaries, just like we've talked about so many times here right on the channel, because I know many of you here in the community are also fixed income beneficiaries. Well, it's kind of making it tough these days when prices continue to rise on everything. Therefore, your money is not able to buy as many things as you need ongoing, right? So anyway, I thought it was an interesting report and really kind of a sad thing. Just like the president said, about a year and a half ago, no older adults or people with disabilities should ever need to live in poverty in America. Now, of course, we're not quite sure if these people coming out of retirement are living in poverty, but, I'm probably thinking that their benefits or whatever they're receiving from Social Security, probably clearly isn't enough because they need to come out of the retirement to once again start to earn more money. So anyway, just want to throw it out there, let you know what's actually going on. All right, next report here that I want to share with you. This one is an announcement out of Nancy Pelosi. All right, you're going to like this one. Probably not, but just hear me out on this one because this was just recently announced by Nancy Pelosi. So Nancy Pelosi has vowed that she'll be raising the wages of House staffers up to $45,000 a year starting on September 1st of this year. Because, why? Well, they want to make sure that everybody is living on a livable wage. That's the whole idea right now, and these are some of the words that are being thrown around, is a livable wage. So again, I could throw in a bunch of opinions here, but again, what about the fixed income? What about the low income? What about people trying to scrape by right now on a very limited income, maybe in retirement, just like what we got done talking about with that last report? And now Nancy Pelosi wants to raise wages up to $45,000 a year just for a livable wage? Again, I think there's a great disconnect here. Again, I'm not trying to instill my opinions here, but again, something doesn't seem right about this, right? We're expecting people to live on $841 a month from SSI or $920 a month from SSDI, $10,000 a year from these benefits. And here we are talking about a livable wage at 45 grand. Seriously, you gotta be kidding me. Anyway, that's out of Nancy Pelosi. It's happening. Nothing we can really do about it. Nancy Pelosi has vowed this raise $45,000 a year. So I guess if you want to become a House staffer, there you go, right? Anyway, I'm not going to get off on a little rant here, but just want to let you know about that. Also, just in case you were wondering, for those House representatives, oh yeah, they're getting a raise too. Yeah, all of our taxpayer dollars are going in to give them a nice little healthy raise. So let me lay this out for you. Did you realize that the maximum pay for representatives in the House right now is $199,300 a year? Yeah, just under 200 grand a year for a maximum pay for House representatives. Now check this out. Nancy Pelosi is going to raise that up because she believes they need more money. So here's what it's going to be. Going forward, the new maximum incomes for House representatives will be $203,700. Sorry, let me say that again. I said that kind of weird. $203,700 how am I supposed to say this? Sorry, $203,700. So yeah, just a little over $200,000 a year is where the new maximum pay will be for House representatives. So again, 200 grand a year to work like, what do they work? Not very much, right? Maybe a couple weeks a month, maybe. Yeah. Anyway, again, I'm not going to get off on a little rant here, but again, just want to let you know what is actually going on. And this is something out of Nancy Pelosi, to level the playing field or whatever they like to say. So anyway, that's another report that's out there now. Next, I want to talk about something that all of us are dealing with, and I kind of want to give you a little glimpse into what is actually going on once again. So as we know right now, gas prices are rapidly rising pretty much across the entire country. So about 2 months ago, gas prices topped out at $4.33 per gallon on a national average. Well, then they started lowering very, very slowly. They bottomed out around $4.10. So, give or take a few pennies there, but it was around $4.10 a gallon is where gas prices averaged out and bottomed. Well, they started moving their way back up. We're nearly at $4.20 a gallon once again right now as a national average, and it looks like prices will continue moving much higher. But here's the problem. Now, gas prices are specifically impacting all of us as we go and fill up our vehicles with gasoline, right? But here's the thing. We also need to watch diesel prices very, very closely because we may not be driving a diesel truck or a diesel car or something like this, or driving around in a semi picking up groceries, you know what I mean? But my point is, these big rigs, the semis, these are the vehicles that transport all of our food, products, the things that we need across the states, the counties, all across the country. These are the vehicles that transport all of our stuff. Well, here's the thing. Diesel prices are hitting new records right now. In fact, the spread between diesel prices and gasoline prices are historic right now. We've never seen a spread between these two products, gasoline and diesel, as what they are right now. In fact, I just came across a report that said in Boston, Massachusetts, just yesterday alone, diesel hit a new record of $6.21 per gallon, which was actually up 38 cents per gallon just over a couple days prior. On Monday, it was just under $6 a gallon, and now here we are on yesterday alone. It topped out at $6.21 per gallon. That's in Boston, Massachusetts. So here's why we care about this. Because as it showed in the report that I'm referring to, it showed a couple different truckers who had stopped and were filling up their trucks with diesel. One guy reported $1,000 to fill up his truck with diesel. That's a huge problem because here's the thing. Don't get me wrong. These truckers are very, very important, okay? These people are very, very important. In fact, the report went on to say that there are 2 million truckers in the United States right now, and with rising diesel prices, some of them may not be able to hold on because, kind of putting people out of business right now. But here's the thing behind this. These diesel prices that all these truckers are paying to fill up their rigs is being passed on to us, the consumer, right? And by all means, again, just to be fair here, it probably should be because they shouldn't have to be the ones taking the full brunt of all these higher prices, right? They got to make money too, and they need to get paid for the services they're providing. They're driving, they're putting miles on their trucks, they're doing the service for, basically the communities in which they're delivering their loads to. So they got to, pass that on to the stores. The stores then raise their prices and pass it on to us, the end consumer. So ultimately, we are the ones paying for all of these higher prices. So even though we may not directly care about diesel prices because we might not be going to the pump filling up with diesel, at the end of the day, we have to care about this because it's impacting us at the stores as we go to pick up all of our, foods, products, whatever you happen to buy at the store, it's all being brought there by a semi for the vast majority of stores. Now, some might be brought there by little smaller vehicles, but the vast majority of these vehicles are running on diesel. Yeah. So anyway, just something we got to be aware of, but according to everything we're seeing right now, with this inflation situation that we're currently dealing with, we have not seen the top of this yet. According to the reports that I've been reading on this, they said the worst is yet to come on this inflation. In fact, just a couple of days ago, the Federal Reserve was out raising interest rates. They raised them by a half of a point, so 0.5%. Half of 1%. However, some economists and analysts are coming out right now saying the Fed just made a huge mistake. They should have gone with 0.75 or even 1% raise with this. They're way behind the curve here, and once again, this inflation is going to get out of hand because the Federal Reserve is not doing enough fast enough. So anyway, I guess you got a little bonus report there. I wasn't planning on talking about that one, but again, just want to throw it out there because I came across it. All right, so anyway, let me talk about another report here, and this is, again, another very interesting one. So the administration is calling, the administration being, President Biden and, other people within the administration, they're calling on Congress for an additional $10 to $22 billion for COVID going forward this year. Now, here's what they've said. If they do not get their additional $10 to $22 billion. Now, one quick clarification. The reason I'm saying $10 to $22 billion is I've seen a couple different reports here. One report said $10 billion. A couple other reports said $22 billion. So I'm honestly not really quite sure what it is as far as what the administration is going for, but it sounds like a minimum of 10 and up to $22 billion, which is exactly what they were calling on. Maybe 4 months ago or so, they were calling on Congress for about $22 billion, which never actually happened. Anyway, the administration is calling on Congress right now for $22 billion for extra COVID funding. And here's what they're saying. If we don't get the money, we're going to be faced with 100 million COVID positive cases later this year in the fall. So I guess that's the ultimatum that we're dealing with right now. Give us $10 billion, give us $20 billion, or we're going to be faced with a huge surge of 100 million new COVID cases in this country in a matter of just months this fall. So I guess I'm a little bit confused how $10 billion or $20 billion is going to avoid 100 million new COVID cases. I'm pretty sure COVID doesn't care about money, but again, that's just my observation. I don't know. Maybe I don't understand the process. I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there, right? So anyway, that is what they're calling on as of right now. All right, so one more bonus story here, or one more bonus update that I thought about, and I thought, I'll just throw it in here for you really quickly. So the president has approved an additional $150 million for Ukraine relief, which should be voted on Monday, or actually what I should say is signed into law by the president and approved on Monday. Now, again, this is kind of one of those interesting reports. I've seen a few different reports coming out saying $100 million, and I've seen other reports saying $150 million. Regardless, at the end of the day, the president will be signing an additional $100 million, possibly even $150 million of additional Ukraine relief on Monday. So again, that'll be in the form of multiple different things going on. There was a whole list of different things that they're going to be providing. But anyway, that's going to be happening on Monday. So there you go. Like I said, all facts, no fluff. I didn't even ask you to subscribe. There you go, right? Wow. So anyway, I'm trying to do what I can here, bring you the latest updates, helping you out in any way that I possibly can, bringing you everything that you need to know right now. I know that some of you in this community are probably wondering, okay, this is all great updates, but at the end of the day, when are we going to get a check? I totally get it. Here's the thing. We got to watch everything closely. We still need to watch all the updates. We need to stay in tune with the current events and what are happening around the country because we're kind of on the precipice of something potentially really big here happening in the country. I mean, we're talking about a massive, very deep, long, drawn-out recession. A lot of people are talking about these interest rates, going forward and how it's going to impact inflation. We're talking about inflation raging higher for many more months here. We're talking about the housing market basically going on a bubble right now, which is about to tip over, and that could be a big disaster going forward. There's a lot of different things that are happening right now, and I just want to make sure that you're staying updated with everything going on. So now that I gave you the all facts, no fluff report here, if you haven't done so yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. Make sure to enjoy your day. Subscribe down below if you haven't done so. Share the video with your friends, family, social media. And of course, go back and check out any of the other 2,400 plus videos right here on the channel. Thanks again. I truly appreciate your support. I want to do whatever I can for you. Okay, thanks again. I'm just going to leave it there. I was going to go off on another little thing here, but honestly, I'm just going to stop. All right, anyway, thanks again. I appreciate it. Enjoy your day. Stay safe out there, and I'll catch you again later.